every week for 10 weeks straight, an hour at a time. Just I've never I can never remember in my lifetime seeing something so nonsensical, something that made no sense, nothing. These dots don't go together in any way, shape, or form. And let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this shit. Stick around at the end. I think I got something important to tell you. From a group that I actually respect a lot, and hopefully y'all will check it out. This week we start out with Madam President as she is talking to her generals and captains, and they find out that not only are the ships cloaked, but the aliens are cloaked as well. I was like, oh, here comes the bullshit. Here comes the bullshit. There is. So now you're telling me that there are aliens here, but they are invisible. You can't see them, right? Way to save on that CGI money. Why haven't they all been invisible? Like, do you understand how that doesn't make any sense? Like, if some of them could be invisible, why wouldn't all of them have been invisible? It just, we go from there to Mitsuki. Mitsuki, who is still receiving messages from her dead lover to tell her to go outside. Follow me. Follow me. She goes outside. She eventually relents, gives into the voices in her head. She goes outside, and the entire forest is aglow. And that's where she says that she needs to find Casper, the boy at the end of the circle, and that everything is connected. Now, later on in this show, right? Later on in this show, she is going to make a connection that is absolute bullshit. And I don't know how she came to that. I don't know how she got there. Like, if it had been anybody else in the world, me and you, the smartest man, nobody would have ever, or woman, nobody would have ever come to that conclusion ever in life. I don't care how much time you needed. You would have never come to this conclusion. After Mitsuki, we go to see Jamila. Jamila, Monty, and Casper are having a spat because Monty is in love with Jamila and Casper is taking the brunt of Monty's shit because Monty does not want Casper to hurt Jamila. Is this what anyone wanted to see? A love triangle between two teenagers and a 27-year-old man? Huh? I didn't tune in for this. I wanted to watch Invasion. But now I gotta watch these two teenagers fight over love. Do you remember the world is on fire? It's on fire. It needs your help, right? And they're arguing about relationships. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was Casper and Monty started talking all that ish to me, I'd have remembered everything he said on that bus. Everything he said on that bus in season 1, and I'd have whooped his whole ass right in front of Jamila and just stared at her right in the eyes while I whooped his ass. Instead, what we get is Casper apologizing for going off on Monty, talking about how he's Monty wants Jamila and Casper just doesn't understand what's going on, and he's sorry, so sorry, didn't mean it, and that we all need to stick together as a group. And then after he leaves Monty, he goes into the back room to go talk about Jamila's feelings, and Jamila tells him that she doesn't know who he is anymore. She saw it in his eyes when he woke up, and that maybe he's not the same. And Casper's like, maybe I should leave, or maybe you should leave me. And she's like, you really want me to leave? And I'm like, no one gives a shit about this conversation. Get to the aliens, please. Please, for the love of Christ. I have watched this for 9 weeks in a row. 9 weeks. And I'm just praying to anyone up above. Please give me one good episode. Something that I can say, ooh, that was good. My 9 weeks of watching horse shit were not a waste, but they have been. They have been. Casper's talking to her like the world is normal. She's talking to him like the world is normal. You really want me to leave, Casper? Where you going, bitch? The whole world is messed up. Aliens are destroying the world someplace, I assume. Like, they keep writing about it and talking about it, but you don't get to see it. So where are you going? What other place? What else you got to do? What else do you have to do? Stop with the feelings and save the world. Then we get to the dumbest reason for a firefight that I've ever seen in my entire life. It made no sense from front to back. So, Anisha decides she wants to show up with her crew, right? They wake up in this beautiful museum, and half the movement has lost their life in search of her daughter. Her daughter, they've given women, children, men, all been shot at, ripped to pieces by aliens. I guess most of them walked away from their vehicles from that fog shelter. Don't even get me started on that. But half of them walked away. This woman brought her kid. Clearly she can't fight, and her daughter can't fight either. And she put her kid at risk to find Anisha's daughter? For what? For what? Why? I'm not risking my kid to save your kids. No, you just got here. I don't even know you, lady. I don't know you like that. Be risking my life and my kid's life. Instead, these people are like, oh, you can't find your daughter? Well, I'll help you. Huh? Whatever you need. Isn't that right, Jimmy? Just risking lives for no reason. Nobody's like, no. Anisha's son isn't in this episode, at least not much. I don't remember seeing him at all, which is fine because every time he opens his face, I just, Anisha steals a military uniform and she goes in search of her daughter. And they break into another military base because they just think that they can break into military bases all over and just take over with 9 people and children, just breaking into military bases. So that's what she does. She finds her way into the basement where the first 2 people she runs into are Rose and Travante, my 2 most favorite people in this entire show. Travante recognized immediately that Anisha is not part of the military force because her boots are bloused incorrectly. I'm just going to tell you right now from experience, that doesn't matter. Okay? Not only that, but this is Army who have these people under duress, and he's a Navy SEAL. So things could be different, but that's fine. Travante always misassumes everything and it just makes up his own rules and does whatever he wants. Here's where the silliness just gets even better. Just so much better. Everything from here on out that has to do with Travante and Rose makes 0 sense. 0. Anisha's convinced by Travante that he is a Navy SEAL and he can do whatever he will do whatever he can to help rescue her daughter and get everybody out of here safely. Hell, I even believed him for a second, but then I forgot that Travante don't know how to sneak. The man who was literally trained in the art of sneaking can't sneak for shit. He has been put in jail twice. Not only that, but in this episode, the second they let him out of jail, he goes around the corner and just walks right out, and then they all get found out. Wouldn't you figure the guy who is trained in sneaking is the one who gets them all seen? Navy SEAL. Then we flash to Anisha's daughter because I wanted to know why they had her. Turns out they just had questions for her. What? What is this thing for? You know, what have you seen it do? All that kind of stuff. And then Anisha's daughter, who's got to be like, I don't know, I'm going to say 8, right? 7, probably 8 years old. Like, she asks, when is my mommy coming? When is mommy coming? I need you to put the pieces together, okay? I need you to put it together. You was with mommy, and they took you away from mommy. And I feel like you're old enough to know that mommy ain't coming, or at least that these people are not looking out for your best interest. Like, you should know that at this age. You know what I'm saying? I feel like maybe she's been left back. So they break in, they find Anisha's daughter, and they grab her and they start to escape. At which point, they go outside, and then the entire, whatever is remaining of this army base has Anisha at gunpoint, along with Travante and their band of merry men. And I say, why? Why do you have them at gunpoint? You have the shard, the thing that you were after. The daughter clearly knows nothing. She knows absolutely nothing of the shard other than what she has told you. So they put all of them in under arrest and take them all away. Here's my approach. Here's your daughter back. Would you like some lunch before you all leave? Like, why do you care whether or not the daughter is here or not? Just give her to them so she can stop being a pain in your ass. And then you can just figure out what's going on with the shard. As a matter of fact, why don't you all work together? Like, I don't understand why people are going to jail, why people are at gunpoint. Why are we fighting, right? Don't we want to stop the aliens from doing whatever it is they're doing? Like, you should have a quick powwow. My son has superpowers, and this thing kills aliens. What do you guys have? Well, we have this hole in the ground. Maybe if you could fill us in. Like, I feel like something like that should happen. Maybe we can push the story along. Instead of sharing feelings, maybe we can figure out how to kill these aliens. You know, the reason we tuned in the first place? I forgot Maya. Maya's in this, doing the same thing she's been doing for 9 episodes. You got to rest. You got to take a break. Mitski, you got a break. Shut up, Maya. Shut up again. Shut up, Maya. God damn it. And then last but not least, we end the show with Mitsuki. Mitsuki decides she has figured it out. How? I have no idea how she put the pieces together that you could just go outside and grab anything at all, because everything is connected. And then she just reaches down, grabs some tree roots, and then she is transported to the mothership. What? I'm sorry. They're setting up season 3. I know they are. They're setting up season 3, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it because just because of you. This is why I do this show. No other reason at all. So, I love you guys, man. And I'll see you for episode 10. Speaking of episode 10, I want to give a big shout out to my subscribers and supporters. I want to thank you all. I just hit 1,000 subscribers last week, and that is a big to do with a lot of my friends, family, and the Salty Nerd Podcast. If it was not for them pushing me over the edge, and my friends of mine pushing me over the edge, I don't know where I would be. I was thinking about this whole YouTube thing, whether or not I was going to, continue to do it or not, but it's been fun. I love making people laugh, so I'm going to keep doing it, and speaking of the Salty Nerd Podcast, they are some incredible people over there. If you have not checked them out, you need to go and check them out. Matt, Alex, Vader, and Jude. They are funny people, and I like watching their content. So I will be on their show this Saturday for their podcast. So if you'd like to tune into their podcast, that'd be 1:00 Eastern Standard Time. And I will be discussing at a later date. I believe it's, well, I don't want to speak to that date. I don't know exactly when that's going to air, but I will be discussing episode 10, the season finale of this junk of Invasion. So hope you check me out over there. Give them a shout. I really enjoy their content, and I cannot thank you all enough for hanging out with me. All right, y'all be easy. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all for episode 10 on the Salty Nerd Podcast. Y'all be good.